Hello, everybody. This is the Catholic Esquire. Please check out my website, catholicesquire.org. So, I don't know about you. I mean, if you've just been awake the last 3, 4 weeks, it seems to me, and I'm not claiming any special direct line of communication to God here, but it seems to me we are under major spiritual attack lately. It just seems like there's something in the air that I can sense that the spirit realm, meaning the spiritual war between the angels and the demons, has really kicked up lately, and it just seems to be trickling down into our world today. I'm sensing a lot of anxiety, depression, hopelessness. I'm seeing this in a lot of places, and all I can say is, as Christians, as Catholic Christians, we need to continue with the faith and do what we need to do. We know what we need to do. Certainly stick with the rosary, praying the rosary, stick with the Mass, the traditional Latin Mass. And it's going to be, I think, with the traditional Latin Mass, somehow, some way, that things are going to start turning around in this world, which seems kind of odd, doesn't it? Because right now, most Catholics probably, I have no idea the percentage, but honestly, let's be honest, 90%, maybe 85, 90% of Catholics only attend the new Mass, the Novus Ordo Mass. Um, Here's the thing. Change in society, if you don't like what you're seeing around you, you don't like what Biden's doing, you're concerned about global affairs, all of these things. The reality is we cannot rely on politicians to fix this. We're going to have to rely on our faith, obviously pray for supernatural intervention, but at the same time, we really need to do the battle we need to do in the church itself against the heresy of modernism. I really believe that that's going to change the course of the spiritual war we're facing now. Because what Christ did on the Calvary actually does affect the world today. That's what we believe. Now, I'm planning on doing some more research and writing on this, and I will post more videos on that topic hopefully soon. In other words, why the traditional Latin Mass is going to be necessary to save the world. One of the lead ups to that has to do with Catholic social teaching, quite frankly. The Blessed Mother has been very clear in several approved apparitions, that the battle for the world is going to come down to marriage and the family. And this week I didn't have a conversation, but I was part of a conversation on social media, Facebook, um, several different places where the issue of marriage has come up, and the issue of Catholic divorce on Catholic social media pages. Now, that's very interesting, isn't it? Did you know there was such thing as Catholic divorce? Well, neither did I. But apparently, there's a lot of people out there that think that's real, probably because so many Catholics do get divorced. And so they need to say and pretend that there is such thing as Catholic divorce. Um, there really is no such thing as Catholic divorce. Now, what we've had because of modernism is an annulment process, declaration of a nullity, that are issued like Halloween candy at Halloween, uh, which essentially has the effect of being Catholic divorce, to the point where most Catholics don't even really know the difference between an annulment and divorce, and quite frankly, don't really care. And that's a problem, because if the war for this world, if the spiritual battle we're engaging in is going to hinge on marriage and the family, we might want to get the issue of Catholic divorce correct. I would think so. Now, I engaged in several debates on social media this week, and I was astonished by the lack of knowledge of people who claim to be Catholic about this topic. This is a real problem. One of the people on social media I do follow and enjoy very much is Lila Miller. Uh, she is, in my opinion, really at the top of the list of social media influencers. I know she's an author. She's really at the top of the list of engaging on this issue. And she's right on the money as far as how we need to approach this, especially with consideration of abandoned spouses. Things again nobody ever talks about. Um, and I don't know Lila Miller personally. I'd like to meet her someday. If she's watching, I'd really like to meet you someday. But I'm just telling you, these are people I listen to, and people that make a lot of sense. And what she says, and the people she references quite frequently talk about, is the damage divorce does to families and especially children, abandoned spouses, right? So those who aren't willing just to give up on their marriage, and yet are forced to because of the civil divorce system. Um, these are all things we have to think about, and no one's talking about it. And quite honestly, let's be honest, in the Novus Ordo world, divorce is normal. It happens all the time. Uh, the more pious Novus Ordo attendees seek out annulments, which are granted, like I said, like pretty much like Halloween candy. Quite frankly, I'm not aware of an annulment that has been denied. I just am not aware of one. I'm sure there has been one, or has been several over the course of the years. I'm just not aware of them. Everyone I know who's ever applied for an annulment has been granted one. And again, I don't know the facts of the cases necessarily, so I can't say. It just seems odd to me that almost without question they seem to get approved. And that does lead me to some concerns. And quite honestly, the bishops now are requiring people to get civil divorces before they can even complete the annulment process. Well, this is absolutely absurd. What happens if they don't qualify for an annulment? What if the marriage really is valid? Then, Mr. Bishop, Mr. Novus Ordo Bishop, you just told a member of your flock to go to civil court and get a legal decree that says they are divorced, even though the church has found they have a legitimately valid marriage. This is totally makes no sense. That's 2 plus 2 equals 5. So, my friends, this heresy of modernism, I've been harping on it. I talk about it. This has real life consequences. And what I really want to do with these videos now is start talking more about these social consequences, start talking about more Catholic social teaching, about the social kingship of Christ. If you look at my website, I focus heavily on that, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's what we're here to do. I mean, in my opinion, we're here to restore Christendom. Again, you talk to Catholics, that some people just think that's a terrible idea, which is just absurd. We live in this Protestant, liberal, post-Enlightenment world where the notion of the common good is completely rejected. Everybody's just an individual living on their own. The effects with their decisions on other people in the community and the social fabric are ignored. And this is all promoted within the Novus Ordo Catholic world, and I'm sorry to say it. And this issue of divorces and annulments in the church is a perfect example of that. So please, if we need to get on the bandwagon here. We need to start this is just one of the little battles in this larger spiritual war we're engaging, but this is a really important one. And I encourage you to check out the sources, check out Lila Miller sources, um, check out uh, help those who are victims of being abandoned by their spouses, and who are told by the church it's okay, just move on to something else in life. Look, we need to maintain these family units in any way possible we can. And this is I can't underestimate how important this is. And so I'm going to start making more videos on these things. If you think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. If you think this is foolish and a waste of time, let me know that in the comments as well. Um, Please like the video and share it with your friends if you think this will help. But we really need to start engaging this battle. It begins with the traditional Latin Mass, but it begins with, Catholic social teaching, the way it was always taught before it was distorted. So please help me with this. Like the video, like the channel, and share it. Have a great day.